the day I entered this profession on 25/5/1987, my senior took me to the Bar Association where we had a small stall, and he purchased a gown and gave it to me, and he said, "All the best from today onwards." And he said, this is what he said, this is very important, especially for the younger members of the bar. He said, "Do hard work, be sincere, and be honest to the court." And I did not take it that seriously on that day. But after 3 or 4 days, or about a week's time, when he was supposed to argue a matter before the revisional court with regard to an application for amendment. So we were sitting in the library, we took out a decision and latest judgment of the Honorable Apex Court. And it was presented before the Honorable Judge. And I told my senior, "Sir, this issue, according to me, in this judgment is covered against us." He did not say anything. He said, and he gave the judgment to the Honorable Judge and said, "This is one judgment which is against me." And he said, "I will try to overcome this judgment by applying the different ratio." And this was the level of honesty the old generation of lawyers were exhibiting to the courts. And this is what is expected of you, the young generation of lawyers, to the courts, whether in the high courts or whether in the trial courts or whether in the Supreme Court. And everyone in these days speaks about rights. This is my right, Article 14, Article 19, Article 21, Article 32, filing the petition directly to the Supreme Court. Everyone speaks about right. I am not finding fault with that. I am not saying that it should not be done. But we all have a duty as a citizen of this country. Please remind ourselves of Article 51A of the Constitution, the duties and responsibilities of the citizens. And particularly to the legal fraternity, including ourselves or myself, I particularly draw the attention of the august audience to sub-article J of Article 51A, which says, I quote, "To strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation collectively rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement." So all our efforts should be to take our nation to the higher levels. And especially lawyers, you have an onerous responsibility. You will have to acquire knowledge. That is why in Subhashita, before I conclude, I will just say, there is one Subhashita in Sanskrit. It is like this. Artha thuranam na guru na bandhu. The person who wants to acquire money only after wealth, for him na guru na bandhu. There is no guru, he doesn't see anybody, he sees only money. Kshuda turanam na pakva na ruchihi. The person who is hungry, he will not think whether there is less salt or more salt. First he will eat. His aim is to see that the stomach is filled. Shudaturanam na pakva na ruchihi. Kamaturanam na lajja na bayam. The person who is after lust, he is not bothered about anything. The most important for younger members of the bar is Vidya Turanam na Nidra na Sukham. If you want to acquire knowledge, you can't have going to bed early or enjoying every weekend. You will have to put in more hard work, study, and deliver the goods in the court.
When I started practice in 85, you don't get much work initially. So the guidance from the senior was that you always sit in the court when you have the spare time. And I can share that I learnt a lot of things sitting in the court only, instead of wasting time here and there maybe. Lot of issues where we had not dealt with any case, we did not get any case, but just registered in the mind only because we were in the court only. We are 8 judges, a bench sort of headed by Honorable the CJ here. We are on the same page. So what Brother Arvind said, that the conduct of a lawyer, I also remember initial days, what was told to us that you can lose a case. You may lose a case, but never lose a court. So you have to always be fair to the court. Whatever is there, whatever law is there against you, be fair. And here I think the responsibility is more, because this is the last court. Because of your maybe proper assistance, or maybe you have not cited the proper judgments or the law on the subject, there may be a bad judgment which may have a large ramification throughout the country. So the responsibility is more here on us also, because we are at the bench. If we write something, that also has some effect. So we are also trying, we also assure you that we will provide whatever is best we can do, but assistance of the bar is also very important.
As a young lawyer, when I appeared in a matter, I argued before the court. Probably I did not argue correctly, and the case deserved a better result than what I probably thought it had. I got the relief from the court, but then the usher of the presiding officer came to my chambers and he said that the judge is calling you. I was very worried. I thought that I may have said something wrong. But then the judge was kind enough. He thought that he must disclose it to me as to what was there in the case which I did not present and which got me the relief. He said that this was a point which was there, but you did not argue that point, but make sure that you study and develop argument on that point when the matter comes next. This touched my heart, and this had always been my practice. If I find that there is a point in a case and the counsel may not be in a position to address that point, I try and do my best to bring that point to the fore so that justice is done.
All of us are striving towards seeing that the society is just and the rule of law prevails. I think in that honesty is required from both the sides. That honesty both in while addressing the court, the honesty and the ability to take comments not too literally and giving benefit of doubt either to the judge's side or the judges to the lawyer's side. I think if we keep that boundary in mind, a lot of things can be ironed out and we can focus on the main issue. Unnecessarily, a lot of things crop up. And talking about the experience, as the Honorable President said, that we share our views and vision and how we have to contribute. I think a judge at every level keeps on contributing. It cannot be said that the judge at the grassroots level is not contributing, as is not a value addition, would probably not be the very correct way of putting things. Everybody is doing, but yes, as you grow, move to the superior courts, your responsibility increases. So I think that comes by itself as you grow in time as a judge. Every day passing judge, the responsibility, you are aware of it. Then the repercussions you see of your orders, they also make you keep reminding you of the position you are in and what role. And I am a strong believer in one almighty force. There's always a design for something, why somebody has been put somewhere. So that adds to your responsibility and sense of duty. And as Brother Arvind Kumar said, that you have to forget about your weekends. I'm very bad at that. I take life very easy. So now you made me very serious, brother. And in front of everybody, so I think I'll have to also now start doing some course correction.
Quality of our judgments is basically a reflection of the quality of the arguments that you advance. So that is the responsibility that rests upon you, to see that you guide us properly so that we lay down the law for the country at large correctly. So that is a responsibility that I would impress upon all of you to take it very, very seriously. I'm just a few judgments old, just a few more in the pipeline. So as I said, I would like to allow my work to speak for me, and to misquote Robert Frost with a little artistic license, I have miles to go before I can really claim any achievement. And I can only assure you that I will put in all possible efforts to see that I acquit myself on the judgment day that will come in the near future.
I was fortunate to have joined the chambers of my esteemed senior on Mr. Arun Jaitley. Thereafter, I've had the good fortune of working with illustrious lawyers, including those who are sitting here. I'm privileged indeed. I was fortunate to be appointed as the Advocate General and then the Judge of Himachal High Court. One thing which I learnt from my esteemed colleagues here was always to be forthright, honest, maintain your discipline and integrity. Thanks to all of you, till today I've been able to maintain that. I shall only say this now, briefly, that I'm still a very, very open person. Please walk up to me if I do commit any mistake on the judicial side or in the course of discharge of my judicial duties. If I write a judgment, you do not agree with me, please walk up to me. If my act and conduct in the court or outside the court is such which is unbecoming of a judicial officer, please walk up to me. I'll be absolutely open and forthright and honest and listen to you.
I'm ready to march with you, provided all of you march with the institution, in the interest of the institution, with the high ethics of this great institution. My endeavor will always be to work according to your wishes and that justice is done. With these words, I thank you all once again. Jai Hind.
लीगल रिपोर्टर के सभी वीडियो को देखने के लिए लीगल रिपोर्टर को सब्सक्राइब करके बेल आइकन बटन जरूर दबाएं।